Hey, hey, you. Can you hear me? It is fun. Shall we get started? Okay, so we'll give it like 2, 3 more minutes and then I am going to get started.
Hi, LaKiesha. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Good. I'm just working.
Oh, man,
Yes, I can.
you and me both. I'm taking a little break to
Oh, yeah.
hopefully say some give some encouragement this evening.
I know. I work for a school too, so I do the accounting. So I'm considered the essential worker, but I have to go in like
Oh, you still have
once
to
a
go
week.
in.
So yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
have no choice. I gotta cut checks.
Oh, wow.
or else
Yes,
I'll
you
get
are essential. You are most definitely essential. Heck yeah.
Yeah. But it's not too bad. It's like once a week. There's nobody in the office in my area at least.
Okay.
Everybody else has their own office that's there. So I'm like outside. So and I'm like the only one there when I go. So it's fine.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's
How
so
are
good.
you
Yeah,
holding
that's a
up?
little
You and your
different.
family good?
Yeah, everyone is good. We're just maintaining. I'm still working from home for the college as well as for my business. So it's been everything for me. The great thing is that Zoom is great. Technology is great. So
Right.
it hasn't slowed me down a little bit. I do have to say that I miss interacting. Like I love being around people. And so
I
when
know when I
that's
met
the
you.
hard part. For me, that's the hard part is not being able to socialize and to interact with people. So occasionally I have to catch myself, you know. Um, but I have to catch myself from getting like, oh man, I'm so bummed because I'm missing people. Like I'm used to feeding off of others' energy,
Yeah, no.
right?
I do Bible study too, like 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays
Okay.
and stuff. And we use Zoom for that. And then like also with my girlfriends, like we all go on Zoom. So, you know.
That's so good. It's so good. It's so important to stay connected in
Hmm.
some way, shape, or form. I'm very much a introvert, to be quite honest with you, but I didn't realize how much of the part of I became an introvert because I talk so much and I'm always around people. And so by the time I get home, I'm ready to just chill. But now I'm sitting here the last few weeks and I've been saying, well, maybe I'm not such an introvert like I thought I was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But things could be so much worse. I feel good about pretty much everything. My family is healthy. My friends are healthy. And so that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes, yes.
So I'm going to
And
go
you
ahead.
become more closer to your like family too, you know, we're so caught
That's
up
true.
of like just moving and going. And, you know, as God says, like we got to stay still sometimes and it's okay, you know?
It's not the worst thing. It's not the
No.
worst thing. And that's actually a great point. It kind of leads me into what I want to talk about this evening. So thank you for leading me into that, Jen. So it looks like it's us, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Um, but part of the reason why I wanted to come on and say something is because I think that where we're at today, there's a lot going on, obviously, and it's very unfamiliar territory for us. For a lot of us, it's unfamiliar territory. Being isolated, like we were talking about just a minute ago, not being around people, it's really hard to have that time when you're by yourself
Right.
and being able to identify who are we when we're alone? Who are we when we aren't being defined by other people or by waking up and getting dressed and driving into our office every day? We go in and we have this sense of identity and we have this sense of purpose. And so, what happens when we don't have that routine that gives us our affirmations of who we are? And so, I think that this is a perfect time. And if you see me kind of looking over this way, it's because I have notes, because I want to make sure that I touch on, because I've been thinking about this stuff and I really want to hopefully have this to serve as some type of an encouragement as we're going through this. But I'm a firm believer that, the best versions of ourselves often awaits us on the other side of challenging moments, of
Right.
difficult situations, of difficult seasons. It's in moments of adversity. It's in moments of the unexpected, very much like where many of us are today, that we're able to reach down and get to the best versions of ourselves, right?
Did someone, yes. Someone came in?
I think
Oh,
someone came in. Let me,
I know, I hear it.
okay, yeah,
Oh, there's
I just brought someone. Actually, they got off. I'm not sure who that was. It threw me off a little bit.
I know, I hear the doorbell. I'm like, someone's here. Well,
All right.
if you swipe left, I think you can see everybody that's
Yeah, I
on
got
here.
everybody up now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
so I think that what we're finding is that that's where we're at today, right? We're in these challenging moments. And like I said, I just believe strongly that on the other side of all of the adversity awaits the very best version of ourselves, because it takes
Right,
something to get to something.
right.
And so I think that it's very important for us to make personal growth goals during this time, because that'll get us closer to connecting to the best version of ourselves. And so it's really important that our words that we've been saying prior to this happening now begin to align with our actions,
Yeah.
right? So we have to start bringing our words and all of the things that we've talked about, that we've been saying that we wanted to do, that we've been saying that we wanted to become this version of ourselves. It's important now that we begin to align that. And it's interesting because we have the time. We have the
Yes.
time, even though we're working from home, right? And we have
Yeah.
other things going on. What we have now is time. And what's the
Yeah.
main reason why we're not doing a lot of the things that we say that we have a desire to do, or we continue to put things on the back burner, is because we're always saying, I don't have the time.
Yeah. It's true. We always say that. And honestly, like this, I mean, it's okay, what I heard in church was like bittersweet, you know? It's
Yes.
bitter that we are, you know, we're going through this crisis, but it's also sweet because it's like you get time,
You
you
get
know,
time.
to sit still, to just regroup yourself, just to kind of, once all of this done, you can like move forward with whatever you need to do in life, you know?
We
So
can get to the other side of
exactly.
the best version of ourselves. I know that I'm learning during this time, you know, that it is really imperative to understand and connect to what it is that I'm passionate about, right? And also I
Right.
ask myself daily, what's my purpose while I'm here on earth? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I doing that? And it goes back to, am I aligning my actions with my words? Have I gotten too busy to where I'm disconnecting or I'm falling off from the person that I'm supposed to be, the person that I'm designed to be, the person that I'm created to be? Am I still being the best version of my authentic self?
Right.
Right? And that's
Yeah.
so important because life is short. Life is really, really short. And I don't know about anybody else out there, but I don't want to wait, and I don't want to put off opportunities to live a full and a whole and a complete, confident, and having true security and a sense of self, regardless of what's going on around me. I want to make sure that I'm still having forward momentum, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of where we find ourselves today. And that could be very challenging and very difficult because, again, isolation oftentimes requires that we do a lot of self-reflecting.
Yeah.
We have to, right? And so I
That's
think that
true.
it's very true. And so that's what we find ourselves doing during this time, is that we're reflecting, we're asking ourselves. But it's also an opportunity for us to connect to those things that we've wanted to do, to
Yeah.
become that person that we've been wanting to be. So then we ask this question: how can we remain authentic in our efforts to always live our best lives? To always live our best lives, regardless of what's going on around us, regardless of every time we turn on the news and we're hearing this and we're hearing that. How are we keeping that from swaying us from continuing to be and to live our very best lives, right? Or being the very
Right.
best version of ourselves at all times. Hi, Anna. She got yourself on mute, but hi. Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
So, how you doing? You good? Are you good? She's gone again. All right, no worries. So what I did was I came up with 3 steps to follow to help us to remain on with our goals of being the best version of ourselves. And I also like to use the word authentic so that we can also embrace how different each one of us are. Okay? So number 1, commit to living up to your full potential. And of course, this really looks different for us all. But
Sorry,
me,
I'm writing. I'm typing while you're speaking.
oh, no worries. No worries.
I'm taking notes. So if you see my ceiling, it's because I put my phone down.
Oh.
I'm on the couch, so I'm like.
It's all good. This is good stuff. So it's all good. No worries. So what I'm saying is that the first one, number 1, is that we want to commit to living up to our full potential. And this is going to look different for everyone. But for me, living to your full potential, it requires all of us to step up and out from our comfort zones. During this time, we have to challenge ourselves to live beyond our boundaries. We have to do things that we wouldn't normally do. We have to try things that we wouldn't normally try. I read something today and it said, average people do average things and get average results and live average lives, right?
Yes.
Extraordinary people do extraordinary things. They get extraordinary results and they live extraordinary lives. And what's extraordinary and what looks like success to you may look very different to me, but we still have to commit. We have to be fully committed to ourselves to living up to our full potential. And again, perfect time to do it. Now, where we have the time to really invest in building ourselves. Number 2, we must learn who we are beyond our titles. Beyond our titles, beyond what we do, because it is easy to get lost in our titles. I was saying it early. It's easy to go in and say, this is what I do. This is what I do for 8 hours out of my day. This is who I am for 8 hours out of my day. This is what you can expect from me, right? And then we come home and we're mom and we're wife. And it's very hard, right? We get lost in our titles. So I want you to consider taking this time to redefine what you want to be known for, who you want to be known for, both in your personal and your professional life, because we are so much more than what others see. We're so much more than what others see, because what others don't see are those inner passions that we have, those things that we want to do, those people that we want to become. Other people don't see that. That's in our quiet time. That's in our private time. And so we really have to commit to determining and redefining, who do I want to be today? What do I want to be known for today? Because we are so much more than what others see. We must also choose every day to learn something new. Read books, learn something new. Maybe you want to write a book, right? Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to volunteer more. Maybe you want to make a life-changing career move. This is the time, because you have the time to invest in yourself. You have an opportunity to redefine. Alina, I know you're writing a book.
That's so cute. What kind of book are you writing?
Yeah, what kind of book are you writing?
Book?
You can unmute yourself and talk if you want to. She's like, no, I'll type it out.
I know when I first used Zoom, I didn't know how to use the microphone. So if you have if you use it through your phone, you would have to go into like your settings and stuff to kind of, So I had a hard time at first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it's important. It's important that we start taking ourselves out of our comfort zones. I know that when I started my business a year ago, it's only been probably about 11 and a half months now, but when I started doing professional development training, one of the things that I really wanted to do, and one of the things that I really wanted to challenge myself to doing, was to follow through with something. Not just to start it, or not just to have an idea, but to actually go back into my idea queue. All those things that are in my mind that I was saying, I want to do this, and then I want to do this, and I want to do this, and then life would happen, and for some reason it didn't get done. So I began to go through my idea queue, which we all have. There's all kind of things that we've had in our brains forever. And so now is the time to go back and revisit your idea queue and start emptying that out by things that you know that you still have a passion for, and things that you no longer have a passion for. Those need to be put away as well. They have a place as well. Okay, so whatever it is that you're trying to do, visit your idea queue, because it was once there. Alina, tell us, what kind of book are you writing?
I'm writing a positive vibe, and it's just saying encouraging words and saying that they're better, and some people do this, but that I believe in them, and they're not perfect, and they make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes.
I love that. That's so cute.
Hey, that's pretty amazing. How old are you again? Remind us, how old are you again?
9.
And look at you. Look at how tuned that you're in, that you are with yourself at 9 years old. And that's even what I'm trying to, she gets it at 9 years old.
Right.
Living your best
Very
life,
inspiring.
right? You're such an inspiration, kiddo. You're
I
such an
love that.
inspiration. I love what you're doing. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. When I say that, what are you passionate about? Because you don't need everybody around you. You know, sometimes we wait for, you know, the people who have defined us, we wait for them to suggest what we should do next in life. Right? But when we were kids, we just tried things. We saw something and we said, you know what? I want to try that. And if it didn't work, it just didn't work. But a lot of times as adults, we sit on the sideline. It's almost like, have you ever played double dutch before? There's a jump rope game called double dutch. And so there's two people that are turning, right? And you're doing like this,
Yes.
waiting for the right time. And what can happen?
Right.
One of two things can happen is that you can either lose your turn because you waited too long, right? Or you can jump in and then it just doesn't go well. But no big deal because you get back in line and you do it again. Or you jump in and you catch the rhythm and you just start going. And that's what we're doing in our lives, is that we're standing on the sidelines, that we have these opportunities to become the best version of ourselves if we just jumped. If we just jumped in the game of life. Right?
Right.
And so that's what we need to be considering. What is it that I'm not jumping into? What am I standing on the sidelines for? What's keeping me from being the best version of myself? What's keeping me from living my best life? What's keeping me from trying, just trying to do that thing that I've always wanted to do? Our excuse can no longer be time, because that's just about all that we have right now in this season of our lives. Number 3, and this is the final. We must set goals. We must set goals with the intent of achieving them. Right? You have to write out a plan, and then you have to put that plan in action. And I would strongly suggest that if you don't have a journal, that you get yourself a journal. This would be the time to invest in a journal so that you can hold yourself accountable. Right? Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline.
So this would be the time that you would invest in a journal so that you can hold yourself accountable, and so that you can write down those things from your idea queue that you've been wanting to do. Your personal and your professional growth goals. Okay? Those dreams. This is the time to turn those into a reality and to quit putting them on the back burner until it's the right time. How many things are we going to do when the time is right? Anybody have something that they've been waiting on? They're just waiting on the right time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I prolonged going back to school for so long, and I'm now, in school, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get my bachelor's, so I'm about to finish up with my AA, and I just have like one more class.
Good.
So just actually pushing yourself and just, you know what I mean, trying to do it. So yeah.
Listen, in order to become the best version of yourselves, you cannot be a procrastinator.
Yeah.
We can't be a
But
procrastinator.
there's no limit to time? Like sometimes with certain stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could say like, timing, so do you think like it's okay to, like, what if you're just not there yet, or you just, I don't know why I waited for some kind of reason. I waited for so long. I didn't go jump in right away,
Yeah. And that, so my challenge is for me, so I have a business now, right? And I don't promote it the way that I should because I get a lot of referrals. But I'm sure that if I did my videos and I was on Facebook and I was using social media the way that I should use social media, it would increase my business. But I don't like being on camera. There's certain things I just don't like to do. And so I always have an excuse. Before, the excuse was, okay, well, I don't have time. When I get home from work, you know, I'm ready to just like cook dinner and just chill out and give myself, you know, whatever I need. So now I'm sitting here and there'll be slow times during the day. And I know that I have to come from behind my comfort zone. And also I just am self-conscious about certain things. So sometimes we don't do things because we're self-conscious about ourselves, right?
That's true. That's
And
true.
for me, that's huge. Also, I have a lot of friends that are business owners and they're doing big things. And sometimes I have to talk myself into saying, wait a minute, your potential is great and your success, right, looks different from everyone else's. And so it's no excuse for you not to jump in. And that's the whole thing about creating and redefining who we want to be and becoming the very best versions of ourselves. Because what that comes along with when we do the work, that comes along with confidence, a new sense of confidence, being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
That's what makes us the best versions of ourselves. The people that we admire the most, one of the reasons why we admire them the most is because they are comfortable in their own skin. That is really what we're drawn to, right? So people that we idolize, or people that, you know, we want to read their books, or we want to go to their concerts, or we want to do this, or we want to be more like them. We wish that we had some of their this or some of their that. It's because those people are comfortable in their own skin, and those people are living their best lives, and they're doing it authentically as themselves. And so
Right.
we have to connect to that. And we get that from our passion. Like my passion is serving other people. So we get that from our passion. We get that from our purpose. Where do we find that from? Our idea cues, those things that keep us up, those things that are constantly tugging at our hearts and our minds saying, you know what? You're good at this. You're great at this. You should be sharing. I see you, Joanne, I hear you. So it's really important that we do these things. Jumping out of our comfort zones allows us to get closer to becoming the best version of ourselves. Authentically, by the way. Because even though we admire people and even though we love what other people are doing, right? We still want to be our authentic selves because there's something that you have to offer to this world that only you can do it. Right? Especially like Alina, this book that you're writing, it's only your words that are going to change certain people's lives. They're waiting to hear from you. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's why it's important for us to connect to our passion, connect to our purpose, to set goals, to write them out, to come up with a plan, to execute those plans with the intent to achieve them so that we can become who we're intended to be. There's no reason why we have to live or be average in any aspect of our lives. It's up to us by the choices that we make every day. Okay?
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna be before you for too much longer, but I do want to leave you with this one thing. There's no better time to get started than right now. Let's not just have had this very nice conversation on Zoom tonight, this evening, where hopefully you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. I don't want you to just walk away this evening feeling that. I don't want you to just feel like, okay, Keish gave me another something. She dropped some nuggets of knowledge on me. That's great. I feel good. I'm going to get off this Zoom meeting, and then I'm going to resume life as it was prior to this meeting. I am for real challenging you to step out of your comfort zone. I am for real challenging you to connect to your passion and your purpose in life. I am for real challenging you to use your journal, to write things out. And it doesn't matter how weird or far-fetched they seem. It's not for, you're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it because you are redefining and determining who and what it is that you want to be known for. So that after this season ends, where we're isolated, that you have a plan and that you have something that you're going to pursue on the other side of everything that we're going through today, right? That on the other side of this isolation awaits the best version of yourself because you've been working on it now. We got it? Did y'all get
Yes.
something?
Yeah, I learned, you know what I mean? Just trying to put yourself out there and just align your goals with now, you know what I mean? Especially given this time we have, or even if you just like think about of what you want to accomplish, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Outside. So
Yep.
that's what I got from this.
And learn, yeah, we're learning from the babies. Real quick, Alina, tell me about your She Cares.
So people have events and you might need like tickets or something and you might need to get in with money and homeless can't do that. And so I wanted to show the homeless that we are not like don't care about them and that we can show kindness to them even though we don't like are not like them. But I want
Absolutely.
to show them that we care and I care and it's
That's so wonderful. That's so wonderful. I want you to keep pursuing. Well, I know you're going to, because you have a pretty amazing mom that supports you and some great footsteps to walk in.
yeah.
Anyone else want to share before we wrap up this evening? Anyone have anything to say? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, live your very best life. Pour into yourself, invest into yourself during this downtime. Do all the things that you've been saying that you wanted to do. Just grab one and try it. And if that goes good, grab
Thank you
something
so much.
else. All right? All right. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Bye. Good
And
night.
hopefully in a couple of weeks, I'll have some more for you. All right.
I'll see
Bye-bye.
you. Bye, everybody. I'll
Bye-bye.
see you soon. Good job, Alina.
Thank you.